What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. I'm recording this right after part 2, like an hour later. But at number 4, we're gonna go with, this was tough for me. Y'all could interchange these two if you want, like I said, with Jimmy and LeBron. But I have Jason Tatum at number 4, and Tatum is a top 5 player of this decade. As much as a lot of Tatum haters don't want to say it or admit it, he is, and he's consistently been one of the best players in the league. Even though there is some inconsistencies in his game, yes, but day in and day out, he's led his team to the conference finals almost every single season. In the 2019-2020 season, he averaged 23.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists, making his first All-Star appearance, and him in being distinctly the best player on the team now after Kyrie Irving leaving, this being Jason Tatum's team for the first season. They lost in the conference finals in the bubble. Bam Adebayo had that huge block on Tatum. Yes, I made a whole video on Tatum, I'm pretty sure. Go check that out. But I didn't get it done this season. The next season, the 2020-2021 season, he averaged 26.5 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, and 4 assists. They got swept by the Nets this season, like KD having a monster season, and Tatum would obviously come back for vengeance this very next season, and he averaged 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. This being the season where he elevated the Boston Celtics to the finals. He was up 2-0 in the finals against the Warriors, and he couldn't get it done. And the Celtics were really hard on themselves for this. They always, ever since he's been in the league, the Celtics have been a playoff team, and they could really never get it done in the playoffs. And Boston fans, NBA fans, were tired of it. In the next season, the 2022-2023 season, he averaged 30 points per game, basically 9 rebounds and 4.5 assists. This being the season where they almost came back down 3-1 in the conference finals against the Miami Heat again, which were their rivals. Last year they beat them. This year they end up losing in Game 7. They made a tough comeback. They came back down 3-0, but they couldn't get it done in Game 7. Grant Williams talked a little bit too much shit, and they broke that team up. They traded for Porzingis. They traded for Drew Holiday. In the very next season, he averaged 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. This being the season last season where he won his first championship. Yes, he didn't win Finals MVP. It was a toss-up between him and Jaylen Brown. They both had not nearly good enough finals performances, but they still got a ring nonetheless. You can't hate on them for that. And yes, it was against a weak Dallas Mavericks team. Compared to them, the Dallas Mavericks were on the top of the West. They made the finals for a reason, but compared to the Celtics last year, there was no beating that team, bro. And right now, Tatum is averaging 28.5 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists, on the number 2 seed behind the Cleveland Cavaliers right now. And obviously, you would put the Celtics as the favorites to win the championship again and go back-to-back, which would do wonders for Tatum's legacy. But Tatum is a 5-time All-Star from 2020 to now, basically. All-NBA first team 3 times during this decade. All-NBA second team 1 time. And he won his first ring, like I said, in 2024. And he won a gold medal in 2020 and 2024. And he won All-Star Game MVP, if you want to put that in his accolades too. But next, getting into Stephen Curry at number 3. And I think I had Curry was at 2 on the last list. Curry made 3 on this list. And I put Steph here because he actually won his Finals MVP. That's why I'm saying you could switch him and Tatum if y'all want. I just have Steph here. And in the first season of the decade, Curry injured his wrist, obviously. He averaged 21 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. It didn't make the playoffs this season, and what would you expect? No Klay Thompson, no Curry. Curry only played 5 games that season. Come on, bro. In the next season, Curry came back with a vengeance, and he had one of his best seasons of his career. He averaged 32 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And this Steph was by himself, literally. He was on a carry run for the ages, bro. There was no winning with that team. A young Jordan Poole before he broke out, obviously, the next season. No Klay Thompson. He was still hurt. Draymond Green was down, I'm pretty sure. And they lost. They were the 9th seed. They lost to the Grizzlies in the play-in. And Curry finished third in MVP voting, not even making the playoffs. So that just shows how great he was that season. And the next season, Curry came back. He averaged 25.5 points per game, 5 rebounds and 6 assists. And like I said with Jason Tatum, Curry beat him. Curry beat the Celtics that season. I'm pretty sure nobody expected them to even make the finals that season. They were underdogs in that series against the Celtics. I remember they were down 2-0, and if y'all didn't see that video, Curry laughing on the bench, down 3-0, and down 2-0, obviously, and he came back, won his first finals MVP, which was justified. He should have already had one from 2015, but we're not going to even get into that. But it's good that Curry got his 4th ring, and he showed he could win without KD. But in the 2022-2023 season, Curry averaged 29.5 points per game, 6 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. And they lost to the Lakers this season, if I could remember correctly. And in the second round, they beat the Grizzlies. They lost in the second round to the Lakers. Not really too much to say about that. The Lakers team was just better. 23-24 season, he averaged 26.5 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 5 assists. They missed the playoff this series. They missed the playoffs this season. They lost to the Kings in the play-in, and nothing has really been the same since 2022. The Warriors are not really putting help around Steph Curry. They traded Jordan Poole away for an agent Chris Paul, which made no sense because Draymond Green punched him in the face. Imagine if they still had Jordan Poole the way he's producing right now. He's averaging 25 a game from his last 5 games, last 6-7 games. So imagine they had Jordan Poole's production now like he was in 2022. Or imagine if Draymond never punched him in his face. Like, come on, bro. But right now, Curry's averaging 22 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. He's having a down season compared to his standards, or for his standards for the last 10 years. And the Warriors are not really looking good right now, but Curry could always step it up. We all know just how good Stephen Curry is, bro. Let's just not be disrespectful here. With Curry's accolades in the 2020s, he won Finals MVP in 2022. He broke the all-time record in 2021 for three-pointers made, surpassing Ray Allen. Harden surpassed Ray Allen now, but that don't even matter. He was an All-Star in 2021, 2022, and 2023. All-NBA first team in 2021, All-NBA second team in 2022, I'm pretty sure. And he won a gold medal in 2024 in that basically dream team. But next, get into number 2, and I have Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Giannis is not appreciated enough in the NBA. I feel like just how dominant Giannis really is just scary, bro. But in the first season of the 2019-2020 season, Giannis averaged 29.5 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, and 5.5 assists per game. He averaged 1 block and 1 steal per game. This was the season where he won MVP and he won Defensive Player of the Year this season. And the critique about Giannis to this point was he couldn't get it done, or he wasn't going to get it done in Milwaukee. And Giannis proved all the doubters wrong. The very next season, he averaged 28 points per game, 11 rebounds, and 6 assists, averaging a block a game and a steal per game. And he was the best player on the planet at this time. There was no doubt about it. Yes, you can say if KD didn't have a foot on the line, blah, 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 but Giannis proved to everyone why he was the best player in the league. He dropped 50 points and 10 rebounds. 15 rebounds, one of those two, in the finals, game 6, to close out the Phoenix Suns, and he dominated on each end. The Phoenix Suns could not stop him. They tried to build that wall failed, and they tried to count the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. They tried to do that. It didn't work. Nothing was going to stop Giannis from getting his first ring this season and shutting everybody up, saying Giannis was not going to win in Milwaukee. And the very next season in Milwaukee, he had another all-time great season. He averaged 30 points per game, 11 rebounds, 11.5 rebounds, and 6 assists, and 1.5 blocks per game, and 1 steal per game. And he got injured this season. If I could remember correctly, the Bucks were having a down year. In the 2022-2023 season, Giannis averaged 31 points per game, 12 rebounds and 5.5 assists. He didn't average a block or a steal per game this season, one of his worst defensive seasons, but hey man, he was still putting up very dominant numbers, and not a lot of people were not, we were just overshadowing how good Giannis was, because he's consistently putting up these stats every single game. So what can you say? You can call him the best player all you want, but obviously the NBA fan base or NBA fans are going to want something new, which doesn't really make sense to me. But I feel like Drew Holiday let him down this series. Chris Middleton was obviously hurt this season, and Giannis lost in the first round to the Miami Heat. It was an upset, but the very next season they got Damian Lillard. He averaged 30.5 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists, averaging a block per game and a steal per game this season. And they lost to the Indiana Pacers in the first round again. But him and Dame were hurt, so you can't really expect the Bucks to do anything when your two best players are hurt. Like, come on, bro. It's common sense. But right now, Giannis is averaging 32.5 points per game, 11.5 rebounds, and 6 assists, averaging 1.5 blocks per game, and the Bucks are looking really good. They lost to the Nets today, yes, but they have been much improved since the very start of the season, when I'm pretty sure they went 0-5. Giannis accolades in the 2020s is up there, bro. Giannis won MVP in 2020, Defensive Player of the Year in 2020, the All-Star Game MVP in 2021, All-Defensive First Team in 2020, 2021, and 2022, All-NBA First Team in 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. He was a champion. He won his first ring in 2021, Finals MVP in 2021. He won the Cup this season in 2024 and Cup MVP in 2024. But next, finally getting into Nikola Jokic. And Nikola Jokic has exceeded everybody's expectations, bro. I just know that he really did what Jokic does, bro. Because I'm pretty sure in the 2019 season, or young Jokic, nobody expected this at all. I made a video on Jokic already, but let's just get into it. In the 2019-2020 season, Jokic averaged 20 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, and 7 assists. The stats are not nearly as good as they were the very next season, but we all saw what was going to happen, because we saw it in the playoffs, in the bubble. They beat the Clippers. They came back down 3-1, and Jokic was the main reason why. They lost to the Lakers, yes, but nobody was beating that Lakers team this season. The next season, it came back. He averaged 26.5 points per game, basically 11 rebounds and 8 assists, winning his first MVP award, and this was fully justified. No Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray went down this season, and it was really nothing to expect, pretty sure, but Jokic dragged that team to the playoffs. In the 2021-2022 season, Jokic won another MVP, back-to-back MVP. He averaged 27 points per game, basically 14 rebounds and 8 assists, and it was just dominant. But the critique on Jokic's career, just like Giannis, was he was not going to win without some help. It wasn't saying trade Jokic, but Jokic was not going to be a playoff winner. He was just winning stats. But the next season, he backed it up just like Giannis. The averages were down, yes. He was second in MVP voting behind Embiid, but he could have easily won this award too. He averaged 24.5 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 10 assists, a triple-double. He basically averaged a triple-double this season, and he won his first ring. He won his first Finals MVP, and Jamal Murray's return really elevated this team, and Jokic being the best player on the planet really shows. It just shows how really dominant this Nuggets team was this season. They expected them to repeat. Bruce Brown, KCP, all of them. They lost Bruce Brown, and they really weren't the same team last season. He averaged 26 points per game, 12.5 rebounds, and 9 assists, winning his third MVP. And they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. They were up 30 at halftime. They choked that lead, and a lot of it fell on Jokic. He got locked down in the game 7 basically, but hey man, he's still the best player on the planet, so you can't really say anything. And right now he's averaging 30.5 points per game, 13 rebounds, and basically 9.5 assists, and he has the potential this season to win his 4th MVP, which hasn't been done in a long time, and I'm pretty sure somebody has done it before. Their names can't come to mind, but hey man, but Jokic's accolades speak for themselves. He won his MVP. He won a championship in 2023. He won his first Finals MVP in 2023. He won MVP in 2021, 2022, and 2024, like I said. He was an All-Star in 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. All-NBA first team in 2021, 2022, and 2024. All-NBA second team in 2020 and 2023. And he's consistently been the best player on the planet for now, a year now. But that's who I have at number 1. Let me know down below what y'all think about my list. Subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see some more, there's a video on the left and the video on the right. Click on them.